So there's a new discovery of a Montandon Frères or Montandon Brothers London watch, and this is a piece which is actually on sale right now at an auction. And go here and find the cylinder is marked Montandon Brothers London, 22 Percy Street. And looking at this address, it was the address of various different people as a residence up until like 1865. One of the more famous people who lived at that address was actually a painter, Henry Pierce Bone. His father had been a painter for King George II and King George IV. He himself followed in his father's footsteps and was an enamel painter for Queen Adelaide of Saxe-Meiningen and Queen Victoria of England, as well as Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. And around 1865, the place was probably rented out to this Mittendorff Lewis and Company, and they must have been representing Montandon Brothers because the watch itself has the address, but it also has a Swiss gold control stamp for 1866. So it has to be somewhere between 1865 and 1866, this piece. And that's really interesting because that tells us what the serial number relates to. Those years specifically, we can see how they worked out. In this place, I found the location of it in London from this 1862 Reynolds map of London. It was basically right on the Tottenham Court Road, and basically a few blocks from the British Museum, right there on Bedford. So this is really fascinating. It must have been a really nice place because it was between Oxford Street and Tottenham Court Road. So there's a lot of interesting things, also finding out that this is the guy here. So returning to the theme of this Mittendorf, we find out actually that he is an allié or an allied family member. Charles Adolphe Montandon, who was the head of Montandon Frères Locle, his child Adele Sophie moved to Geneva because she married Louis Mittendorf, who was the said owner of this Mittendorf company in London. So clearly this was some sort of business association with the Allié family, the Mittendorffs of Geneva, who had been selling music boxes and other specialized equipment in London at this address, which is quite fascinating. But this is just yet another note for the record.